Well, initially my interest in horse racing was sparked by my dad. He's trained horses, I think, since 2001 or 2002, and kind of properly started doing it full time, probably kind of 06, 07. And I was always into horses, kind of learned to ride when I was young, and I got a couple of falls and stuff when I was younger, so that kind of put me off it. But ever since I was kind of 16 or 17, I really got back into it, and the horse racing bug bit me, and I started riding it from my father and got my jockey license and everything. So since then it's just been an addiction, I think, for me. I'm not sure if I always wanted to be a jockey. I kind of fell into it more than anything. Originally I wanted to get my amateur license, and actually did all the assessments and did everything to get it, and then went down to race in the Curragh to do the assessment, and I hopped up in the simulator, and your man looked at me and went, "What are you doing your amateur license for? Like, what weight are you?" And I said, "Oh God, I'm 9 stone or 8.5 stone." And he goes, "Well, like, just get your apprentice license, you can do the exact same thing." And thank God I did, because it's just been class riding on the flat and riding winners and getting so involved in it. I just think it's absolutely brilliant. I never had much experience show jumping or hunting and anything whenever I was younger, so I suppose I don't know any different. I've schooled a few times at home, and it's a great thrill off it, but I think everyone's kind of telling me to stay on the flat as long as I can, just because it's easier, and obviously there's no falls or anything. And I suppose the thrill is just the same. Like, it's great going 35, 40 miles an hour on those horses around the track. Like, it's a bit mad, but the adrenaline rush is unbelievable. Like, I study actuarial mathematics, which is pretty heavy to put it nicely. It's mostly a maths-based course, and you can get into insurance or investment banking or kind of a lot of financial things after it. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do after doing the Leaving Cert, so I took a couple of years out. Originally I thought medicine might have been my calling, but I recognised quickly that it was hard to get into and a bit too hard for me, so I just kind of found my feet and worked for my dad for a few years, and obviously stayed in with the horses. But then I found this course, and I do really enjoy it. It's a challenge, and thank God I like a challenge, because it really pushes you. But hopefully now it'll be worth it if I can get to the end of it. And it's good. I met some really good people in college, so it's great to have those friends and everything like that. In terms of keeping it involved with horse racing, it'd be nice to have my own bookmaker or something like that, but I think that's a bit of a far cry away. I'd like to keep my toe in with the horse racing, whether it's riding or, I don't really know, maybe training a couple of my own ones. But hopefully now, if I keep my head down, I can get a bit of money for myself, and when I'm 30 or 40 or 50, I can see where it takes me. I think it was really important for me to get third level education, because, well, both my parents are vets, and I think they always kind of had the academic ideas for me, so they were a bit kind of apprehensive letting me take the 2 years out initially. But whenever I did it and I got my kind of academic career started again, they were delighted with me. And I think it's very important to have a fallback kind of option in horse racing, because anything can happen. Like, your career can be over in a split second, pretty much. So it's alien to me that there's guys out there 16 or 17 that have their eyes set on being a jockey and leaving school and not having anything to fall back on, because fair enough, you can do well in the industry and everything like that, but if anything happens to you, or if it lights out one day, then you're just gone in an instant. So it's great to have that fallback option. At the minute, my daily routine it's actually okay. I had a couple of semesters there where there were a lot of 9 AM starts for the lectures, so they were pretty tricky. But usually if I was in college, I'd be up at 6:30 and then in the yard for 7. And I kind of go around, there's a few horses out to feed and stuff like that, and depending on what time I have to leave, I try to ride as much as I can. So at the minute I've got a couple of 10 AM starts, which means I can get in, ride, and then there's one 2-year-old we have, which is a bit tricky, so I get to ride him before I go. But for the days I don't have college, then I'm in riding for the full mornings, or if there's Saturdays and Sundays, I'm in riding. So it's kind of 7 days a week, but you have to love it, I suppose, to be involved in it. I wish I could experience more of the student life, but I think that kind of comes part and parcel with being involved in it. I wouldn't kind of change my situation, I don't think, either. I really like the way this has suited me, and I don't think I'm missing out too much by not experiencing it as much as I could. I really like meeting new people, and I suppose learning the new concepts and stuff. I was only thinking in the car there that I was watching Goodwill Hunting, and it's obviously about maths, and my course is based on maths, so there was bits in the background with the blackboards, and I was just thinking to myself, oh my God, I can recognise some of that whereas I'd seen it 5 or 6 times before and I hadn't a clue what was going on. But I just really like learning the new concepts and everything like that, because when it goes to college, it's kind of a deeper information for everything, so it's great to be able to appreciate it then when you know what's going on. Last day was really special for me here in Leopardstown last year, because obviously I rode a winner of the last race, and Dad actually had a double that day, so we really made the most of that.